If you guys remember, my last graphics card that I used, or that I have had for about 9 or 8 months, or if I can remember, I got it around, actually, I think it was a year ago, because I got it during Christmas. So it was a year ago. 1 year. 1 year ago, I got an RX 580. That has been my main card for a year, obviously, since I've gotten it. And I did an unboxing about it, and if you guys want to go ahead and watch that, I'll leave that in the description below or on the card right there. If you guys want to go ahead and watch that down below. But it works perfectly fine. It's a great budget card for what I was using it for. I was using it for Fortnite when Fortnite was good. I was using it for Call of Duty, like, very lightly, and then a couple other games out there like Osu. Now that I have moved on to a competitive realm such as CSGO, COD, and Valorant now that it's out, I want to go into streaming more too. I went ahead and want to go and get myself a new graphics card to replace that 580. So recently I just bought a new card. This was about a month since I've had this card. As you guys can see, my computer in the background has been taken apart pretty far. There's no graphics card in there anymore. I took off the card that was in there, or my new card, because I've been using it for the past month. And I know I haven't made making videos lately. I'm sorry about that. I have a lot of videos for you guys coming. One's right behind me, and then one's right here. Actually, it's right there. I have 2 new monitors that I really want to show you guys, and I think they will be a great something that you guys would probably buy on your own. So either way, I got a new card to support both of these monitors and my gaming and streaming things. I don't know what to call those, but like hobbies. I went ahead and bought a new graphics card. My new card is a little bit more expensive, but it is a great card for its price on retail for its price. So this card retails for about $600, and I think it's perfectly fine. It's great because it stacks up with its older generation card, and that card costs around $1,600 retail. So I'm glad I got this card. I did buy it from someone else on the marketplace, but it's essentially brand new, and I'll give you guys my honest opinion about this card. So the card that I lately just bought, I bought an RTX 3070, GeForce RTX 3070 from Gigabyte, and it's the gaming OC variant. Overall, this is a bigger card. This is a 3-fan card, and I think this will complement my build perfectly. So let's get right into today's video. Hey, what's going on, guys? Ghosted out here, back with another video. And sorry I've been making videos lately. I've been stuck on playing Valorant for 2 months, and I love the game. I'm gold 2 now. Let's go. I know it doesn't sound like a big thing, but I'm glad I got from silver 1 to, or iron 1 to gold 3, or gold 2. Besides the point, I bought a new card to support that addiction to Valorant, and that card is the GeForce RTX 3070 Gigabyte edition. This one is from Gigabyte, or this one is made by Gigabyte. It is their board partner, or NVIDIA's board partner. And so this card that I have right here is the Gaming OC variant, if you guys can see that right there. Gaming OC. This one is the Gigabyte version, so it is Gigabyte, as you guys can see up there, Gigabyte, and it is the GeForce RTX 3070 board partner. So this card will hopefully make it a little bit more smooth to play video games in, such as Call of Duty. So let me give you guys a little bit of a reference of how many frames I'm getting on when I had my 580. So I don't have my 580 anymore. I can't give you guys live results, but I can give you essentially what I know about my card, and how I know, or what frame rates I've gotten on certain games that take up a lot of memory, or take up a lot of graphics power. So at the time of editing this video, I kind of lost the footage of me talking about my frame rates, so here it is. So I put 4 games that I really played a lot, so Fortnite, COD, or Warzone, Valorant, and Rainbow Six. most of my games except Valorant and Rainbow were low to medium. Actually, Rainbow was like low to medium too. So let's just leave it in that settings for most of it. Valorant was very CPU intensive, so no difference there. If I change it anyways. But for Fortnite, my FPS is 150 to 200, and my 1% low was 90, and that was very rare. In Warzone, my regular FPS was 70 to 90, and that was not that bad at the time for low settings. And my 1% low was 50 to 60, and that went perfectly. That was perfectly fine for me. Valorant 180 to 200. My 1% low was 140, and this was low or high settings. Really didn't matter. Rainbow Six, I get 100 to 140, and my 1% low was 60 to 90. And let's get into the unboxing. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about this card. So let's get right into the unboxing. Here is the Gigabyte GeForce RTX 3070. And this is the gaming OC variant, and this one is 8 gigabytes. This is the 3070, not the 3080. Would love a 3080 if I could find one, but they are impossible to come around by now. So this is running on their new NVIDIA GeForce Ampere architecture, which is really nice to hear, and this is why it's the 30 series cards. This has ray tracing, so ray tracing is essentially reflections and 3D effects, realistically. This has DLSS, or the DLSS 2.0, I think it is, or something like that, because the 20 series had it, and I think this one is DLSS is like the upgraded, or this is the upgraded version of DLSS, or the newer version of a DLSS, which is nice. That's just a better way to boost your game, and depending on which game you are playing. So let's go ahead and turn this on its back, and let's look at which cooler this is. This is the WindForce 3X cooling system, and this one has 3 fans that are 2 fans going counterclockwise and 1 going clockwise, which is in the center. This uses RGB Fusion 2.0, so this is their Gigabyte's version of their RGB software. It has screen cooling, which is like passive cooling straight through the card, such as their Founders Editions. And it has a protected backplate, which is literally almost 90% of the cards in 2020 or 2021. And nothing else really to show here other than its ports, but I will show you guys that later. So let's get right into the unboxing. Yes, this box is beaten up, but this should be a flawless experience from both sides. And all I gotta do is pull out this inner sleeve, take off the sleeve, and here is the box in the box. The box in the box says Gigabyte on the front, and it's very plain, it's just black. So let's go ahead and open this right up. And if I do this correctly, all I gotta do is open it, and the first thing you should be greeted with is the Gigabyte greetings card, or I like to call it the greetings card. So if you will go ahead and open this card, or little card up, it gives you your quick start guide. It tells you to register your 4-year warranty, which is nice to have on these cards. And that's it. So let's get this right out of the way. Here's the piece of foam that it sits on. Just a piece of foam. And the next thing you'll be greeted with is the card. Essentially the card. Realistically, it will come with the plastic wrap that's right here in this corner. But I took it off just so I can get right into the card. So this card is beefy. It is definitely pretty big. It's bigger than my older RX 580. So things I gotta talk about this card. It is a 2-slot card. So if I can So let's go ahead and talk about this card. This card is a dual slot card. So if I zoom you guys in a little bit more, it is a dual slot, as you guys can see, 2 slots. It uses 2 PCIe slots. It has a couple of ports on it as needed to run a graphics card. It has your typical ports of HDMI and DisplayPort. It doesn't have mini DisplayPort, USB-C, or DVI or VGA, so that is older school. And then the USB-C thing is a little bit new still, so it's not on these cards just yet. But it has a DisplayPort, 2 display ports, and 2 HDMI ports. So I think these 2 HDMIs are 2.0 and then I think 1.4 for the display ports. And obviously this is a backplate and this is like aluminum, I think. So that is nice. That is nice. So now if we turn this to the side, you guys all look. So let's go ahead and look at the bottom side first. So obviously you have your by 16 slot here. So it is your 16x slot. It is PCIe 4.0 or 3.0 depending on what is your motherboard, and it is 16x, so it uses the full bandwidth. And now let's turn it to this. Let's look at the back first before we look at the top. Let's look at the back, and all you see is your little fin stacks over here. So this is your screen cooling or passive cooling, depending on what you want to call it. I call it passive cooling because it is pushing through. And it has your big Gigabyte logo right here. It has your GeForce RTX right here too. Sorry, it's upside down for you guys because it's supposed to look this way. But it has your Gigabyte, GeForce RTX, and obviously your metal back plate. So on this side, very plain, nothing to see right here. So on this side, there's really nothing to see other than that it says gaming series. I don't know why it says gaming series on there, but you guys are not really going to be able to see that. And now let's go ahead and look at the top of the card. So on the top of the card, it says GeForce RTX, notifying you again that this is a RTX card, or RTX card. I don't know to explain, but it has a RGB Gigabyte logo here that uses the RGB Fusion 2.0, and obviously you have your 2 PCIe power adapter plug-ins, or 2 PCIe plugs over here. One is 6-pin, one is 8-pin, so it uses a 6 plus 8-pin PCIe plug, and everything else is very much really that's it. And obviously on the front right here you have your 3 fans using the WindForce 3X cooling system, which is the 3 fans, obviously. So now that the card is out, and all I gotta show you are really nothing else to say about this card other than it is a beautiful looking card. I wanted the white version, and I probably will eventually someday have it, but I think this one, I just wanted practicality for a little bit, or for now, and maybe later on I can sell this and buy a white GeForce RTX 3070. But this card is definitely bigger than my old card. If I was able to show you, my old card was about this size, and then my even older card was about this size, which is crazy to see that I went from a RX 560 to 580 to a 3090, and the 3090 cost around $700. The 580 cost, I want to say $400, $350, something like that, and then the 560 costs $150 or so. But this card will definitely be going into my computer as a nice new addition to my computer, which is crazy to say that I'm pairing this with a Ryzen 5 3600, and that is gonna be my main CPU until I find either a 3700 or 3800 XT or 3800X, or even if I can even find a 5900X, if I can even afford that. But this will be paired with my 3600. I know it will be bottlenecked to a certain extent, but I think it should be perfectly fine. Just because it is a graphics card and it will run perfectly fine without the extra bandwidth. I know I am running only I'm only running this at 3.0 speeds and not 4.0, but I do not have a B550 motherboard just yet. Just yet, so I will be getting one of those soon. But overall, this should work perfectly fine in my computer. So let's go ahead and install this in my computer. Okay, so now that the card is actually in the computer, as you guys can see, 3070s in there now with the 6+8 pin. All the HDMI and display port is connected. The power is connected. Power is on. All I gotta do is flip or push this button. So let's go ahead and push it. And isn't that beautiful? As you guys can see, here is the Gigabyte Fusion RGB that you guys, Fusion 2.0 that can control. Fusion 2.0 can control this specific spot. There is no other RGB on this card whatsoever, but it's definitely a touch, and I think a lot of people like that get a 3070. But I'm really here for the performance of this card. So let's come back over here. Now that we're back in the home screen, let's go ahead and I'll tell you guys. Let me put you guys back on that tripod, and I'll tell you guys what scores I got for the RTX 3070 compared to my 580. So now that I have tested this card, and now I can tell you guys a couple my FPS scores on certain games, such as the ones that really use my GPU. But I will talk about some ones that use my CPU and GPU together. So let's first go ahead and talk about Valorant. Valorant is really mostly a CPU and a CPU intensive game. So it really uses mostly my CPU over my GPU, but it takes some more power, a lot of power, and from my GPU and CPU at the same time. So when I was playing Valorant, I used to play at low settings just because it was the best. So here's my comparison between my RTX 3070 and my RX 580. On the left you have the 3070 and on the right you have the 580. So Fortnite, I changed my settings to the competitive settings, so which was like in between high and low depending on which setting it was. I don't have that right now, but I'm pretty sure you can search it up anywhere. I was getting around 200 to 250 FPS during a regular game, and maybe in what do you call it? In creative, I was getting around 300 frames if I needed to have that, but my 1% low was really only 190, maybe even lower to 130, but that's really it. Warzone, I got a way better performance boost. As you guys can see, I had 70 to 90 FPS before, and now I'm getting 150 to 190, and my 1% low is only 120, and wasn't that bad. That's a really good step up, because I went from low medium to high settings, and it still double the frames. And Valorant stayed around the same, maybe added 50 to 100 frames, which is a lot seeing how much it is, but I really didn't feel like it affected it at all, because I'm over my 140 frame limit. So that happened. My 1% low was around 200, very typical before, but it definitely dips lower depending on what I'm doing or what I have open. Rainbow Six, I'm getting 150 all the way up to 210, but my 1% low is 120, and it used to be 100 to 140, and my 1% low was 60 to 90 FPS, which was not the worst thing in the world. So as you guys can see, the RTX 3070 really upped my game performance by a good amount, and I really say that it was a great idea buying this card. And overall, if you guys are gonna come pick this card up, then go ahead and do it, because as you guys can see, I'm showing you right now that these are the frames that I was getting, and it definitely adds up to what I expected from this 3070. But that's all I gotta say for today. If you guys want to go ahead and pick up this card, which will be I'm pretty sure it's technically impossible to find this card right now. So and there's the newer cards that just came out, such as the 3060. The 3060i came out like beginning of January, and the 3060 just came out like a couple days ago. And there's a lot of different sayings for that card. But I will leave a link in the description for this 3080 in general, and to the NVIDIA website if you want to go to that too. So thank you guys for watching. All my links are in the description below, so if you guys want to go ahead and see that too, leave a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Sorry I haven't been making videos. I have a ton of videos to make for you, as I said. 1, 2, actually there's 3 in there that I need to make a video about too. 4. That's it. Yeah. So I have a lot of videos coming up for you guys. Sorry I've been making videos, but I hopefully will be back on the grind to make content. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys liked everything as I said before, and peace out, guys. See you in the next one.